Okay, so let's take a look at program organization here and how these object models are getting loaded into computer memory so we can start using them. You can see that there is a section of the code in the main function which does our basic setup. So we say that if the model object macro is defined, so this is obviously preprocessor directive here. So we have this new Wavefront object loader component in this project, which basically takes the model object file name as a parameter to its constructor. So we create an object name loader, and the first function that we call for this loader is the load function. So it returns 0 if it fails to load the object file. And then what we can do is that as we continue using our model class, right here on this line we create our model, and once the loader is done loading the information from the object file, we go ahead and set the geometry, so we know that the vertices are always present in the definition of our object, and other vertex attributes such as normals, texture coordinates, and indices for our geometry are optional. So here we simply check if these pointers to arrays of data are null or not, and the model supports the corresponding function set normal, set texture coordinates here, and set index buffer. And in this laboratory I just assume that if object file name is not present in the symbol table of our preprocessor, then we just have defined the vertices somewhere else manually by using the definition of an array hard-coded in the program directly. And when this model configuration is complete, we just call the upload to server function of our model class, which does everything exactly the same way it did it before. In order to be able to use Wavefront object loader, we have another include file, the new include file right here. It's called wavefront.h, and it's located under the common subfolder in our project configuration. So here, if we go to GL262 Labs under common, this is where the Wavefront source files are located. And because there is new implementation file required by this Wavefront object loader, we also added it to our solution source file list. This is the new file included on our source file list. Okay, so this is a brief overview of the structure of our project, and we can try using different models right here. By default, we're loading a car, and in our laboratory handout, we mention that the way it's organized right now, we see only a silhouette of an object, flat gray colored shadow like this. So let's open our shaders and take a look at exactly how our shapes are rendered.